Hi guys, I'm going to take you on a short tour of my craft room. Well, it's not actually a craft room, it's a craft house. Like all of us crafters out there, I was super duper excited when my first son moved out and we got a craft room. Well, it led to a bigger craft room, and then when that flooded last year, my other son had a brilliant idea of turning the lounge room into our craft room. So I am going to take you through. When you walk in the front door, here is what we get. Okay, so we walk in the front door, and as you can see, we've got an entry area, and straight ahead you can walk through to the kitchen. And I turn around to the right, and I have created out of an old lampshade I don't know what it's called, I think it was a lift me up that you can buy, clip it up, that you can buy over in America. Well, I made my own out of an old lampshade. So you can see here I've got a few lampshades and created my own storage. And over in these tubs here, punches and more punches and more punches and more punches. And I do put my most used items at the top, but there are boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. Something I've just been buying is some old records. I do have goals of using them in mixed media at some point. And so on the shelves I just keep all my little bits and pieces. And over here you can see a couple of the mixed medias that I've done. This one here is a case, a book. And then I've got my Xyron machines, my distress markers, my Stampin' Up markers, and over here are the punches that, I can't remember what it's called, but it's bought out by Fiskars. And you have these punch cartridges and they go into this here, and it does a beautiful 12-inch long border on pages. I've got some of them there, and then I've got my binder tool and my scan and cut. Okay, so walking around we have another bookcase. Slowly but surely all the books came out of the bookcases, all the crystal came out of the cupboards, and it's been replaced with the important stuff. So over here I've got non-Stampin' Up, so I'll have all my gorgeous girls are in cases over here. Darkroom door, there's Tim Holtz, Kaisercraft, Penny Black, lots and lots and lots. And down here I've got some Stampin' Up wood mount. Okay, now turning around to the left. So now we're getting a bit closer to the heart of it. And here's another mixed media that I did. So up here I've got my Stampin' Up 12x12s, and here on the left is some retired that I use still. All my envelope papers, all my 12x12 cardstock. Then I've got current 12x12 papers, and then the new occasions catalogue is here. And I've got my pads, and my Misty sits in a lovely little protective bed. And then we've got punches. I did at one point make a punch rack, but very, very quickly I ended up with more punches than space, so I have gotten rid of that. So more punches. Down here we've got Stampin' Up ribbons. I like to keep them nice and close. And then more Stampin' Up tools, my roller stamp, and then some mini albums that I've made. I love making mini albums. Okay. So coming further into the room, here's all my A4 Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I'll just take you back up here. There's my name, Ink Responsibly. And there's another mixed media. So coming over here, we're in the die cutting area. And I've got Stampin' Up! Dies all along here. And again, I've put the occasions, so the most recent are at the front. And these are Stampin' Up! Embossing folders. And then I have all my others. So you've got the Susan's Gardens, there's Tim Holtz, and all other bits and pieces. And then all my Biggs dies and steel rule dies sit down at the bottom. So here is where I do my cutting, and there's my Big Shot. And in the cupboard, in the drawers, I just put bits and pieces. There's all my stuff for my mink machine. And there's more dies. And in the cupboard I keep my mink machines and extra bits and pieces. So magnet sheets, glue guns sit down here, texture plates, and replacement plates for the Big Shot. So over in my IKEA trolleys are other stamping tools. All my punch boards sit down in there, beautifully organised. And then, so there's the Big Shot. Over here we've got the wall of dies. So these are my most commonly used dies. These ones aren't in cases. And then more there. And I store all my framelits on these little binding rings, because you can keep them together and then they just hang up on these hooks. And that way, because real estate's a premium in anyone's craft room, and that way we can store lots and lots of them in a small amount of space. Then I keep some projects up the top. So over here, more IKEA trolleys, more drawers. These drawers have got just little bits and pieces that I've collected, and they're all full, chock-a-block full. And up here's my toolkit. So in here, I've tried lots and lots of different things over the years. So in here, I put my aqua painters, blender pens, corner rounder, fast fuse. So this is the stuff I use every time I make a card or a project. Dimensionals and glue dots. Over here, I have taken over one of my son's tackle boxes, and I've got some embellishments. And we've got more. Some mixed media embellishments and flower making. And there's more in the lid as well. So open that up. Now here's all my enamel dots, my candy dots, more glue dots sit in here. So this is the overflow that goes in there. So when we keep moving along, there's all these drawers that run along the length of the room. And I keep my ink pads on the top, as well as some projects that I'm working on. But in each of these drawers are my Stampin' Up! Stamps. So I've just rearranged this. This is all occasions catalogue goodies. So the most recent and what I'm playing with the most will sit in the very top drawer. And then it's alphabetical. So I've got there, down here, along here, and and it just keeps on going. Another drawer. And down here. Now these are wood mount stamps that I'm in the process of converting over to clear mount. And in this top drawer I have all my background stamps. So if I'm looking for a background stamp, I know that it's going to be in that drawer. And then over here we've got projects that I've either completed and are waiting for me to photograph, or ones that I'm working on. So in here this is the storybook card that I made for a blog hop with Pootles. And that opens up this way. And there you go. So from the drawers, we have the Rainbow Tower. Now this is non-Stampin' Up 12 by 12 papers. So it might be, this is all chalkboard cardstock. All my glitter and foil cardstock is there. Backgrounds, I've put a sheet of what it resembles along the front window so that I can see at a glance. Then we have, so this is still a functioning dining room. I call this little girl over here Jiminy because she's my conscience when it comes to buying. Say hello. Hi. So we still eat dinner here, but that's as far as it goes. Over there, the kitchen cupboard, it has been replaced with craft goodies, scan and cut mats, and then over here there's more. So these are the cube shelves, and these are full of embellishments, absolutely jam-packed with embellishments, and they're all in there. One day I'll clean it out. In here are distress inks. Then I have all my alcohol markers, more distress inks, and ink pad storage. And this is the table that I use for most of my work. On all the corners of the table I've screwed a tennis ball. We call him Wilson. Now Wilson has a little smiley mouth, and that's where I keep my damp cloths when I clean stamps in between. And it means that we're not going to have wet cloths on the desk, which is going to ruin our projects. So that's my craft room, craft house. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. See you later guys, till next time, stay crafty.